Kiki, look, it's me!
I think the last anime that I properly watched was One Punch Man.
Oh.
Or Yuri on Ice, and those were fairly short, fairly simple. Well, I guess One Punch Man not so much, but you understand my point. They were, you know, what everyone else was watching, and I don't really seek out anything else that's abnormal or out of the norm, etc. A lot of the times I can't read very fast, so subtitles aren't really my jam, and it's very rare for me to watch an anime with subtitles. Yuri on Ice has the English dub available, so I watched it in English.
I don't think I have ever seen a tastier, more inspiring pork cutlet bowl. Really? That means a lot.
Shoot me now. I understand what you're feeling, but listen, as someone who can't read very well, I would prefer to experience everything in full, even if it's with a shitty voice actor.
I think I'm going to come.
My relationship with anime goes to when I was little. I had seen anime, I'd watched anime. I didn't know it was anime, at least. I owned My Neighbor Totoro, watched Cardcaptor Sakura, I watched Hamtaro, Pokemon, Digimon, all those things. But for me, I didn't really understand the concept of anime until I was a little bit older. My brother, he would watch anime like Dragon Ball Z, Inuyasha, and I wasn't really into them. I didn't really see the appeal. I didn't get it. You know, the whole joke was that it takes Goku 700 episodes to beat some dude, and I was not about that life, sadly. And then one day, I woke up and my dad had brought home a VHS tape. For those of you who don't know what a VHS tape is,
Marty, shh, you'll scare the fish.
But we're missing the big football game.
Relax, my VHS home video recorder is taping it.
It's over 3 hours.
Relax.
Pixels on one cassette. Wow. This VHS is for me.
it's like the pre-DVD, you feel? Anyway, so he brought home a VHS of the movie Spirited Away. Spirited Away is by Studio Ghibli. It is a movie about a little girl who is moving to a new house, in a new place, in a new everything. She doesn't really want to go, and she ends up at this bathhouse. She begins to work for the bathhouse. This is the loose interpretation of what the story is about. It's obviously much more complicated than that, but this is the loose explanation. This movie is definitely an anime. I played this movie over and over and over and over and over again. Every day I would come home and I would watch this movie at least 10 times. I know that sounds impossible for what, like an 8-year-old, but trust, I watched it a lot. I watched it so much that we rented it for weeks until finally, and my dad bought me Spirited Away Special Edition on DVD. I fell in love with Studio Ghibli. I would ask for Studio Ghibli movies for Christmas. Any Studio Ghibli movies. I own Pom Poko. A 10-year-old getting Pom Poko as a movie is the shittiest fucking gift in the world. Pom Poko is the most boring 5-hour movie about fucking dog raccoons with massive balls, and I was ecstatic to watch this movie. The animation, I loved the way the characters looked. I loved the Studio Ghibli tears. When I found out that Princess Mononoke, a movie that I had seen in the past, was a Studio Ghibli film, hot damn was I all over that shit.
I'm getting a little bored of this curse of yours, Ashitaka. Let me just cut the damn thing off!
I would go on the back of the DVD case where they showed the other related titles, and I would circle the ones that I don't have, and I would X out the ones that I did, and I would just leave it on my mom's bedside table and go, I just want one of these for Christmas. I don't care which one it is, I just want one. Because I had grown up and I had stopped asking for Studio Ghibli movies. It isn't like every Studio Ghibli movie is amazing. I mean, I didn't like Pompoko, and I didn't like that one about the planes. Would I buy it? Probably, because I am desperate, but you know, this was a big part of my childhood, but I was also kind of relieved because, you know, things can only get worse at some point, if that makes sense. If you're constantly dishing out such wonderful masterpieces, eventually you're gonna run out of masterpieces. I think for me, what resonated so much was the fact that I was this kid who didn't understand that these movies were still being made. I thought every single Studio Ghibli movie was already made, and I just wanted to collect them all, like every Pokemon. And I wanted to meet the man behind Studio Ghibli. Just say thank you. As I got older, the magic was still there. Those times watching Spirited Away, and when I first watched Howl's Moving Castle, when I watched Kiki's Delivery Service, or The Cat Returns, or Porco Rosso, or The Secret World of Arietti, it was always a good time. And I didn't like every single movie, you know, I didn't have to. But I think what made it better is that I understood that I didn't have to like every movie. What I would consider the best quality is Studio Ghibli. And if you haven't seen any Studio Ghibli movies, I just recommend any of them. I haven't even seen all of them. I was watching these movies expecting them to be relatively the same thing, and they were always different. They were so different from each other, and the only thing that was similar, maybe some of the themes or the art. And even then, the art changed sometimes. It was more simplistic or extravagant, modern, etc. It's just always different because it's not trying to be anything that it isn't. It already knows what it is, and it's trying new things and giving new looks on what it can do. And sometimes it doesn't work, but what doesn't work will always resonate with somebody. I may not have liked that movie about the planes, but I know a shitload of people who do. And not everyone loved Spirited Away like little me loved Spirited Away. And I think that that quality in movie making is something that Studio Ghibli has down. Because no matter what, there was always going to be one Studio Ghibli movie that is just perfect. And it erases all the other imperfections.